For centuries, scientists and scholars have debated whether the Gospel of John is reliable. Was it not written too long after the life of Jesus to be sure of the facts? Did the writer of John even know Jerusalem? Many have been questioning the existence of landmarks mentioned within its pages, such as the Pool of Siloam. However, a recent groundbreaking archaeological excavation has shattered these doubts, unearthing concrete evidence that validates the ancient Gospel's claims. Watch till the end to not miss the latest news about the Pool of Siloam. And please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel to get more news about archaeological discoveries that prove you can trust the Bible. The Gospel of John contains the following story about a healing miracle by Jesus. One day, Jesus saw a man who was blind from the time he was born. Jesus' followers asked, "Teacher, why was this man born blind? Did he sin, or did his parents sin?" Jesus answered, "This man was not born blind because of his sins or his parents' sins. He is blind so that God's power can be shown in him. While it is daytime, we must continue doing the work of the one who sent me. But when the sun goes down, the workday is over. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." After Jesus said this, he spit on the ground and made some mud with his spit. He put the mud on the man's eyes and said to him, "Go and wash in the Pool of Siloam." So the man went, washed, and came back seeing. When delving into the life of Jesus, the first place to turn to is the New Testament. There are stories about Jesus not just in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but also in the fourth Gospel, the Gospel of John, which contains this story about a healing at the Pool of Siloam. The Gospel of John stands out due to its distinct nature. Modern scholars often date John's Gospel, which was the last to be written, to the 2nd century CE. Consequently, they question its relevance in historical studies of Jesus. Critics argue that John's Gospel, being seemingly dependent on the other three Gospels, was crafted later to offer a more sophisticated and theologically advanced literary piece. They say its aim is to complement the earlier Gospel accounts. Moreover, these scholars suggest that the Gospel of John displays a lack of familiarity with first-century Jerusalem, likely stemming from the belief that the author was not present during that time. They point to events and locations, such as the Bethesda Pool with its 5 porticos in John 5 and the Pool of Siloam in John 9, claiming that these were possibly invented and imbued with symbolic significance to enhance the theological narrative of this profound gospel. John 9 tells the story of Jesus healing a blind man by smearing mud on his eyes and telling him to wash in the Pool of Siloam. Skeptic historians said there was no Pool of Siloam. The Gospel of John did not contain actual history, as they did not believe the author of John had known Jesus or had been in Jerusalem. Their thinking is that the story was invented, simply to show how Jesus is the light of the world. The story starts with receiving physical eyesight and then progresses to eventually receiving spiritual eyesight. That's a nice story, but of course there is no historical basis to it. Of course, the tradition of the Church took the claims of John more seriously. The Byzantine Empress Elia Eudocia had a pool and church built to commemorate the event in John chapter 9. However, the precise location of the original pool as it existed during Jesus' time remained unknown. The pool constructed by Eudocia in the 5th century still stands today at the end of the Siloam Tunnel. Encircled by a high stone wall, it features an arched exit leading to Hezekiah's tunnel. This pool by many was seen as the one described in the New Testament. But of course that was impossible. It was built near the original site, but the Pool of Siloam had been lost in the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. That is of course, if it ever existed at all and was not a myth as modern-day scholars suspected. However, in 2004, archaeologists made a significant discovery in the southern part of the City of David excavations, just south of the Temple Mount, a hidden treasure dating back to 70 CE. While repairs were conducted on a large water pipe located to the south of Jerusalem's Temple Mount, near the southern edge of the City of David, archaeologists Ronnie Reich and Eli Shukran stumbled upon a pair of ancient stone steps. As they delved deeper, they unveiled a significant find, remnants of a grand pool dating back to the Second Temple period, the very era during which Jesus lived. The structure they uncovered stretched an impressive 70 meters, showcasing corners slightly exceeding 90 degrees, hinting at a trapezoidal shape. The Gospel of John was proven right. The Pool of Siloam had existed after all. The Siloam Pool lies beside the ancient city of David, in the vicinity recognized as the King's Garden. It is situated southeast of the remnants of the 5th century church and pool, traditionally believed to be the Pool of Siloam. It was found that Empress Eudocia had been off by just 70 meters. Excavation work was made difficult because the larger part of the pool lies within property owned by the Greek Orthodox Church. The newly discovered pool exhibits a well-defined pattern of steps and platforms. These architectural features were designed to facilitate easy access for pilgrims seeking full immersion, probably in preparation for their journey to the temple located 700 meters to the north. In the years since the discovery, other suggestions about the role of the Pool of Siloam pool during Jesus' era have been made. Fueled by waters from the Gihon Spring and the Kidron Valley, the pool's natural spring water made it suitable for use as a mikveh for ritualistic cleansing. This remains the most likely use. But it might also have served as a vital freshwater source for the residents of the city. Some scholars have even posited the possibility of it being a Roman-style swimming pool. Regardless of its initial function, the Siloam Pool, where Jesus performed the miraculous healing of the blind man, holds great significance as a Christian site. Its discovery stands as a pivotal moment in biblical archaeology, confirming the historical reliability of the Gospel of John. Further excavation of the area revealed more important details about Jerusalem in Jesus' time. In 2019, the Pilgrim's Road was unearthed within the city of David, the oldest Jewish settlement in Jerusalem. This ancient thoroughfare traces its path from the Pool of Siloam, situated at the southern periphery of the city of David, up to the western wall near the pinnacle of the Temple Mount. The Pilgrim's Road was a significant route taken by millions of Jewish people during the 1st century AD as they journeyed to the temple. These pilgrims faithfully observed the command to assemble for the worship of Israel's God at this central religious hub during the 3 great Jewish festivals, Passover in the spring, the Feast of Weeks or Pentecost 50 days later, and Sukkot, or Feast of Tabernacles in the fall. During these pilgrimage events, every capable Jewish male was obliged to go to the temple, where sacrificial offerings were presented. The impressive, expansive roadway featured substantial 25 feet wide stone paving slabs, serving as the principal path from the Pool of Siloam. Pilgrims would purify themselves through ritual washing before embarking on the 700-yard ascent to the temple. Initial excavations of the road commenced at the pool, progressing uphill. As the dig proceeded, workers had to venture underground beneath the bustling Siloam neighborhood above, ultimately unveiling the concealed stairway. In this challenging scenario, archaeologists showcased their creativity, employing steel support beams at regular intervals to fortify the ceiling above while workers excavated horizontally, resembling a tunnel-like process beneath the modern streets and houses. In this way they showed the Pool of Siloam had been connected to the temple by the main street of Jerusalem. In 2023 the excavation of the Pool of Siloam continued. An additional set of 8 steps has been uncovered, leading down into the pool, which had proportions akin to 2 Olympic swimming pools. This confirmed that the Pool of Siloam served as a ritual bath or mikveh for countless Jewish pilgrims before they made their way into the temple. During the era of Jesus, the pool underwent significant renovation and expansion, reaching its most substantial size. In the Pool of Siloam, we find evidence of history preserved for us, revealed at just the right time, said Reverend Johnny Moore, president of the Congress of Christian Leaders, to Fox News in January. Theologically, it affirms Scripture, geographically it affirms Scripture, and politically, it affirms Israel's unquestionable and unrivaled link to Jerusalem. Some discoveries are theoretical, he said. This one is undeniable. It is proof of the story of the Bible and of its people, Israel.